it's Allie from Little Hill Homestead. We're having our roof installed today, so it is very, very loud. So I'm going to try my first attempt at doing a voiceover for you guys. We'll see how this goes. Today I'm going to be making you guys 3 different kinds of jam. We're using the frozen fruit that we got from our Azure Standard haul. So here we have 5 pounds of blackberries, and we added 4 tablespoons of lemon juice. You're just going to bring this to a boil and boil it for 10 minutes. We're going to use a potato masher to mash the bejesus out of it. You want to get all that lovely flavor smashed down in there and ready for your jam, basically. So once it comes to boil, you let it go for 10 minutes. We had enough berries to make a double batch. This is 16 cups of blackberries, you guys. It was quite a bit of blackberries for our big old box that we got. So next thing, after you boil it for 10 minutes, you're going to try to de-seed this as much as you can. So we have this little, I don't even know what this thing is called, to be honest with you. We got it at a thrift store or an antique store a long time ago. They do sell them. I'll try to see if I can find one. But you're going to run it through this sieve-looking thing and try to de-seed it. It took me forever to do this, but look at all that. I'm so proud of myself. But I don't love a ton of seeds in blackberry jam. It hurts the teeth. So we went ahead and strained out as much as we could, and there you go. You're going to take it right back over to the stove. To it, we are adding 14 cups, you heard me correctly, of white sugar and 2 packets of the Sure Gel pectin powder. So we're just going to put that, oh, look at me, Sure Gel. We're going to put that right back. Look at Ruger sleeping on the carpet. What a dodo. So you're just going to stir that in. It takes a little arm work to get this high quantity of sugar stirred into this. But once you get it all stirred together, you're going to bring it to a boil. It took probably 20 minutes for this to come to temperature to a boil. And then once it comes to a good boil, you do it for 1 minute. As soon as your minute's up, you're going to take it off of the stove and you're going to take it and put it in jars, which is going to be, hold on, we're getting there. Oh, there we are. We're now over at the counter. So I'm putting it into our pre-sterilized jars. I used half-pint jars for this project. And once you get your jam in there, you're just going to clean the tops of each one with some vinegar, or just a wet rag really is all you need. Get all the jam that you spilled off of it, and you're going to water bath process these guys for 10 minutes for our little half-pint jars. You know me, I love to do a little price breakdown for you guys, so here you guys go. So I looked local to me, and for blackberry jam, in about the same amount quantity-wise as these little jam jelly jar things that we have at the grocery store, it was $6.99 a jar, so $7 basically a jar. This is including the fruit that we got from Azure Standard, our pectin, our sugar, and our lemon juice. We're at $27 for the whole project, and we ended up with 19 jars of jam, you guys. It's $1.42 for each jar of jam that we ended up with. That to me is pretty good because we won't need to make another batch of this for probably 2 years. So we were pretty set. Whenever I'm doing a canning project and I give you guys prices, I do not count the price of jars because we typically always just have them around. I also don't include the price of new lids because that's kind of, what lid do you like? Like, everybody has a preferred brand name or type that they like. I basically buy whatever's on sale. I don't care if it's Golden Harvest. I don't care if it's Walmart brand. I don't care if it's Ball. I have Pure. I have the new ones from Azure Standard that I just got. Superb, I believe is what they are called. I just buy them when they're on sale and I stockpile them in a big box so that I have them when I need them. So here I am, loading and unloading 19 jars of blackberry jam, you guys. This was quite the project. Yeah, it was a lot. No, not really. What I like about jam is it's super easy project. If you're a beginning canner, jams and jellies are the easiest way to get a high yield, and it's really not, you can't really screw it up, you guys. That's what I guess I'm saying. So here I am, still going. I really need to learn fast forward. That'd be good. Anyways, in all, 19 jars of blackberry jam. We're good for a couple years, and you guys, this stuff is delicious. It's got a little tartness to it. It's not too seedy. It's it's just a good blackberry jam. I really should have done a half recipe of this and like a half recipe of like a blackberry jalapeno or something fun. Had I known I was going to end up with this high quantity of jams. Instead, what I'm going to do is give it away as Christmas gifts, probably, because this with like some homemade biscuits, I'm all about that, y'all. Anyways, here she is still going. My word. Oh, look, there's more. Just when you thought you were done. Here, let me throw in I should have clipped this out. You know what? I'm still getting used to this editing thing. Most of our videos are not edited. Oh, look, she's done. But wait, y'all. Here we go, on to number 2. So while I'm doing the canning, by the way, I get my next recipe ready. It's just the easiest thing. So for the raspberries, she thinks she's funny. For raspberries, we had the raspberry pieces. I put 10 cups of our raspberries, which was not the full box from Azure Standard, in there, and I let it boil for 10 minutes with some 4 tablespoons of lemon juice. Once it was done, I wanted to show you how we de-seed or mostly de-seed berries, because if you don't want a heavy berry jam, this is a great way to do it. So after I cook these, I throw them in the blender, duh. And I'm gonna take this over to the blender. I do add some water, usually a cup to a cup and a half of water to a large batch. So if you're doing a smaller batch, do 3/4 of a cup of water just to get it able to whirl. But look, when you pour it into this sieve colander thing that I need to find the name of, it like literally strains right through. The blackberry jam took me like 20 minutes to process because I forgot this step, and I was kicking myself, y'all. This was so much easier. So I'll see if I can find one of these on Amazon. I'll link it below. But so the raspberry jam ended up being 50-50 seeds and no seeds. I like it to have some. I don't want it to straight up just be like you use juice. I like it to have a bit like homemade feel to it, but ended up with half seeded, half not seeded. If you don't want seeds, throw a cheesecloth and it will strain out even more. But look at me, I'm so proud of myself. Oh, by the way, any towels you guys use for this project, or aprons for that matter, will get stained. Berry juice likes to stick around for life, so it is what it is. So now we have our raspberry puree. Oh, let's go to the stove. We're gonna take it over to the stove. We're gonna put it into our big pot, and to it we are going to add, here we go again, you guys, 14 cups of sugar, 2 packs of the Sure Gel powder, pectin. Give it a stir, bring it to temperature, and you're gonna boil it for, why do I keep saying 10 minutes, you guys? You're gonna boil it for 1 minute at that point. 1 minute, that's it. Okay, we did our, boiled it for 1 minute, brought it over, and we're filling our little half-pint jars. Look at me, I'm so impressed with myself. I did exactly enough. Oh, yeah, I'm a dork. It's fine. I think at this point I thought it was a mime or something. I'm not really sure what's going on. So that's our raspberry jam. You're gonna do the same thing, clean the tops with vinegar. And then you're gonna put a ring and lid on each one. And then these ones too, as well, along with the raspberry, boysenberry, whatever I'm making at this point. I didn't make boysenberry. You water bath can these for 10 minutes, you guys. 10 minutes for a half pint. If you do a larger jar, I increase my time to like 15. But 10 minutes, and you have raspberry jam. So let me tell you the breakdown of price on our raspberry. We ended up with 17 jars of raspberry. I'm exhausted at this point. Oh wait, hold on. Raspberry jam was $1.05 a jar, by the way. Number 3. I had some raspberries left. I had 3 cups of raspberries left. So I threw the raspberries into there, and then I had these frozen pomegranate pieces from Aldi. I had a huge bag of them. They don't sell them all the time, guys, only at certain times a year, but we love pomegranate jelly. So I thought raspberry pomegranate sounds bomb. So I did go ahead and add those along with 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, boiled it for 10 minutes, and I'm gonna run that through our blender. Let's go. I'm gonna run it through the blender. Pomegranate seeds are really difficult to get the seeds out of if you're not, I used to use cheesecloths. I've used everything. This is easiest. Run through a blender, you guys, and then strain it through your little sieve thing. Pomegranate seeds are very crunchy. You do not want them in your jam. They literally will break teeth. So we gotta get those out of there. The raspberry seeds, they ended up being in there, and it perfect. It did great. So for the raspberries, we are gonna take this puree, put it back on the stove, and this one we only did a single batch, not doubles like the other ones. So for this one, we're really gonna add 7 cups of sugar and 1 pack of Sure Gel Bring it to a boil. Again, it takes about 20 minutes to come to a boil. And then once it's at a good rolling boil, 1 minute. Turn your heat off. And that's how you make jam, you guys. Like, I'm telling you, it's not difficult to make jam. So for the, yay, look at all the seeds. I'm so proud of myself. Okay, on with the show, lady. Move along, move along. So for the raspberry pomegranate jam, like I said, we're gonna take it to the stove. That's where you're gonna add your sugar and your pectin. Bring it to a boil. Let it roll along for 1 minute once it comes to a boil. So I ran out of jam jars, and so this recipe I am gonna put in pint jars. For my price comparison on our pomegranate raspberry, though, I am going to give it to you in half pints because that's what I found online. Most people sell their half pints for between $8 and $12 a jar. If we did a half pint and we broke down the cost, it was $1.25 a jar, you guys. Like, $8 to $12 versus $1.25, like, I'm all about it. And you guys, this was our favorite. The raspberry jam in this one are bomb. We do like blackberry, of course, too, but there's just something special about raspberry. We actually made waffles this morning and used it as our topping instead of syrup, and it kind of tasted like you were eating a raspberry-filled donut or something. It was delicious. Anyways, I'm going to fill my jars. These ones, I did water bath can as well. I did them for 15 minutes since they are a larger jar. I should tell you guys, these set perfectly. Sometimes I have pomegranate jam or jelly that doesn't set right. These did great. Look at poor Burger. He's just staring outside at these crazy roofers. But man, it was a long day of roof repair. Anyways, in all, we ended up with 40 jars, you guys. 40 jars of jam, and we are set for at least a few years. I also want to thank you, Deanna. She sent me this little label maker, and it makes the cutest little labels to stick on your jars. 40 jars, you guys. Man, we're exhausted. Thank you so much if you came along and watched. Thanks for watching Little Hill Homestead. Bye, guys.